What's up, guys? It's JayzTwoCents here, and I am bringing you your favorite geeky weekly show called Tech Addiction, where I'm going to talk about some of the latest technology news, and this is the first official show of 2013. And we're going to go ahead and get things started right off the bat with talking about the fact that Kim.com has brought back Mega Upload, but it's under the new name, Mega. You're watching the original JayzTwoCents, so don't you go anywhere. We're going to come right back with your latest geeky technology news. That is right, guys. Your favorite flamboyant internet entrepreneur known as Kim.com, or formerly the owner of Mega Upload, who was shut down last year by the FBI and the FCC and probably PETA and FEMA and MAD and whatever other acronym you'd like to put in here, has returned with his brand new website called, wait for it,
Mega.
Mega is bringing you 50 gigabytes of free online storage, and the cool thing about it is the fact that you can control who can and can't download your files. So, in other words, it's just a really powerful Dropbox on steroids. Whatever. The launch event was very over the top. For someone like Kim.com, as you might have expected, there were fake FBI helicopters, there were black SUVs looking like the FBI, there were security guards in miniskirts, and of course there was an open bar, and it was just like a big old party for Mega's launching. And in its very first hour, the server kept going up and crashing and going up and crashing because there were so many people logging on trying to register with Mega. 100,000 people. 100,000 people registered on the site in the very first hour, causing it to crash many times in that first hour. And on its very first day, Mega logged over 1 million new accounts. So if you've been missing Mega Upload as your one-stop place for file sharing, guess what? It's back, but probably for a limited time because the FBI has already been watching this and is already looking for any little loophole that they can to shut this down, especially since Kim.com has been banned from owning or operating any websites or even using the internet. But legally, it actually belongs to somebody else. So whether or not it actually belongs to him, the idea is his, and it's there for you to use right now. 50 gigabytes of cloud storage for free. Which always seems to be the case whenever there is some sort of gun violence in the United States. The NRA is really quick to act and blame somebody else for the reason why these violent shootings occur. But the NRA, in true fashion, needing somewhere else to claim the blame, has decided to go ahead and blame video games. Never mind the fact that violent movies are released every single year all over the world, featuring all sorts of different violent acts. We've got to go ahead and blame video games, right? Their argument is the fact that millions of people use video games and play these violent video games, which must be the reason why we are going around and shooting everybody. So I decided, let's go ahead and take a look at just a few games of my hard copy video game library right here, and let's see what I'm likely to do in the future based on the very fact that I have video games. Well, right off the bat, I've got Battlefield 2142 right here, which means I must be getting ready to operate robots. I love robots, so I can't wait. Thanks, NRA, for that one. But I'm going to be going to war in Battlefield 3 right here, operating tanks and jets and stuff. This game isn't all about shooting people, it's also about blowing things up, so watch out. I'm going to probably blow something up in the future now. And if that career doesn't work out for me, I can go ahead and train to use the Force, because Star Wars, The Old Republic, says that I am going to become an apprentice, and I'm going to become a lord, and I am going to end up being one hell of a sword-swinging guy with lasers. I love lasers. This is awesome. I can't wait. And if that doesn't work out in the future, I will go ahead and protect all of mankind from aliens. So if you ask me, NRA, if video games are telling me what I'm going to be doing in the future, it's going to be fighting wars and protecting liberty, operating robots, learning how to use the Force and using laser swords and lightsabers and Jedi mind tricks and stuff.
The video games are to blame not.
Watch out, guys. I play Pac-Man. I'm getting ready to come and eat you. No. I gotta change the battery on this thing. Speaking of violent video games, Congress is looking at passing a new bill that discusses the ratings for video games. The Video Games Rating Enforcement Act, and what that means is that it's going to require that every single game sold either online or hard copy in the United States has an ESRB rating on them, which we've all heard of: mature, teen, violence, sexual content, all that sort of stuff. And it lets parents know exactly what it is they're buying for their children and the rating of video games, just like the act that required that every single TV show have a rating on it. When the TV show pops up on TV and it's got that little rating on the bottom, it's the same thing for video games. It doesn't seem so bad on the surface because companies like EA, DICE, BioWare, Treyarch, they can all afford those ratings. But what does this mean for independent game makers who submit a lot of their games to Steam and it's the only way that they can get their game out, where they charge $1, $5, $10, whatever, because they can't afford to get a publishing company behind them? It means they're no longer going to be able to afford to make those games because sometimes it is very expensive to get an ESRB submission and rating on your video games. But it's going to go ahead and it's going to hurt our economy even further because they have absolutely no concept whatsoever of what stupid laws do for the private sector in the United States. And so it's going to put a lot of these independent game makers out of business because they are not going to be able to legally sell or submit their game for distribution because they can't afford to submit their game for an ESRB rating. Once again, video games are under attack because of the actions of a few crazy people in the world that keep sane people like you and I from being able to enjoy some of the smaller things in life. If you ask me, this is going to be one of those things where the old fuddy-duddies in government actually have no clue, once again, what it is that they're talking about, other than the fact that they want us to feel like they're doing something because they slap a label and a law on something. So if you feel this is a bad thing and you live in the United States, I urge you all to write into your Congress people and tell them how much you disagree with the requirement of ESRB ratings, especially on indie games. So Microsoft is inching closer and closer to releasing what's it called again? Oh yeah, Internet Explorer. Microsoft can't even say it. I go so long without saying Microsoft Internet Explorer, I can't even say it anymore. But the bottom line is Microsoft is looking at releasing this for Windows 7 very, very soon. We don't have a release date, but they are looking at bringing Microsoft Internet Explorer version 10 to Windows 7. And that's great news because if you're like me, you use Microsoft Internet Explorer to download all sorts of other browsers. Firefox, Google, Safari. No, not Safari. Probably not Safari at all. But if you're using Windows 8, then you already have Internet Explorer 10. But guess what? Internet Explorer 10 is coming to Windows 7, and I can't wait to use it just to download another browser, just for the sake of being able to. And speaking of Windows 8, if you haven't bought Windows 8 already, I don't know why you would, but if you're considering buying Windows 8, you might want to do it quick because guess what? On February 1st, Microsoft is raising the price of Windows 8. The Windows 8 Pro Pack is going to cost you $99.99. This is the same version of the software that was being given as an upgrade for $14.99 only a few months ago if you bought a new computer in that time period. The Windows 8 Upgrade Edition will be available online for $119.99. That's an upgrade, people. An upgrade from Windows 7 to Windows 8. $119.99 available online. And the Windows 8 Pro Edition upgrade is going to be available for $199.99. It's hard to say those prices without laughing because that Ubuntu operating system is really starting to look very, very enticing because of the fact that it is free. But all we're waiting for here is Linux to maybe get a little bit more mainstream when it comes with developers. And I'm telling you right now, if developers start developing all the programs I like to use on Microsoft, I see no reason whatsoever why I wouldn't switch to Ubuntu, because these prices are getting absolutely out of hand. So do yourself a favor, if you're already on Windows 7, especially if you're on 64-bit, just stay there. Just stay on Windows 7. Wait at least for Service Pack 1 to come out for Windows 8, and even then, I don't even think it's worth the upgrade price. I know lots of people that are still running Windows XP and are perfectly happy. But I think you might want to just go ahead and hold off on this Windows 8 thing. That is my official opinion here, because it is now going to be absolutely unbearable at that price. Okay guys, so before I get into this week's technology dumbass of the week, I want to go ahead and talk about a little bit of an announcement here. As you guys know, in the beginning of December, I did a giveaway of the Munitio Billets Battle Gray earphones. But guess what? I'm doing another giveaway, and this time I have two things to give away. First off, since Munitio was kind enough to send me their SVs to do a review and test on, I got to keep these, but because I fell in love with them so much, I decided to keep them, and I'm going to be giving away my Munitio Winter White Billets right here. This box is opened. I did open this, and I did use these. However, I am going to be including a brand new set of medium hollow points, because that's what I use. So you are going to be getting headphones that are open, but they are brand new hollow points, completely unused. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I wanted to go ahead and put these to good use. I don't want to keep both sets of earphones, but somebody watching right now is going to be the lucky winner of these winter white billets from Munitio. But I'm not done there. Because of all of the comments I get on my AMD versus Intel video, I've decided to go ahead and give away this AMD APU. It is an A8 3870K processor with integrated graphics, very good integrated graphics, I might add. No, it's not an A10, it is an A8, but guess what? It's free, and I came to the conclusion that There are so many people out there using such outdated equipment that there might be somebody out there who could actually use this processor and give it to a good home. It is brand new, factory sealed, never used. And if you want to learn more about how to win these two items, stay tuned with Jayz2Cents, because I am going to be doing a giveaway video talking about nothing but this giveaway and what it is you have to do to win, either the Munitios or the billets. Now it's time for that technology's dumbass of the week. And this week we are featuring two people. A 15-year-old and a 16-year-old female in Placer County, California. That is in Northern California, if you are not aware, with the large geographical area that is the California state. The 15-year-old girl had very strict parents, and her parents would no longer allow her on the internet beyond 10 p.m. So she had a 16-year-old friend who said, hey, I can take care of that problem for you. So what do? They devised this plan where the 16-year-old friend will provide a whole bunch of sleeping pills, and they will go ahead and mash them up and put them in milkshakes, at which they will offer the 15-year-old girl's mother and father, so that they will go into a drug-induced coma and they can stay on the internet well beyond the 15-year-old's 10 p.m. curfew. When the parents woke up, they felt a little bit groggy, so they went to the police department, got a drug test, and found out that the milkshakes actually did include a pharmaceutical version of a sleeping pill and a very, very powerful sedative. So they went to the police arrested the 15-year-old and the 16-year-old, and now both girls are awaiting trial in juvenile hall for charges of conspiracy and willfully mingling a pharmaceutical with a food product. As much as I got in trouble when I was younger for staying on the internet way too late, I can't say that I ever wanted to drug my parents to say, okay, that's totally a lie. I can absolutely see where these kids are coming from, but I don't really recommend that you guys go out and drug your parents so that you can stay on the internet any later than your curfew. So this week's technology dumbass of the week are these two girls up in Northern California. Because they are minors, their names have not been released to the public or the media, so I cannot put up their pictures. But I did put up these lovely pictures of milkshakes right here, so the next time you have a milkshake, just remember. I don't know what you should remember, actually, because if you knew it was there, you wouldn't drink it, would you? That's been Jayz2Cents Tech Addiction episode 15 or something like that. We are back to our normal schedule here in 2013, and I look forward to bringing you new episodes of Tech Addiction every single Sunday, where I talk about some of the weird and crazy news happening in the world of technology. And with that, I will see you guys later. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, because I am really looking at 2013 being a very exciting year, and we are going to start it off with these giveaways that I talked about right here. So I will see you guys next week when I see you guys.